Welcome to this week's edition of MJSA Expo Online. I'm Andrea Hill, and I'm your host today for this what's going to be a really fun interview with Riva Precision Manufacturing. So I have with me Ted Dudek, the owner of Riva, and Rebecca Dudek, his daughter, who works with the company. And you can't see him, but behind the camera is Theo Dudek, who has raised the bar on the technicals for these. I'm sorry, everyone, but they showed up with headsets and lots of cameras. So you're just going to have to step up now, I think. Anyway, I have often told people, I just wish you could spend a day over at Riva and see what they're doing. And now you can. So this is so fun for me to be able to help make that happen. So I'm not doing an intro of Ted and Rebecca because we're going to spend an hour and a half getting to know them. But Ted, could you just start giving like what you think are the what is the thing you want people to think of when they think of Riva?
So Riva is first Riva is a jewelry company, but it's a little bit different than a normal typical jewelry company. We have basically everything under one roof. So we do the development of the product, from CAD to printing to making the samples, to the full manufacturing process. And what I mean by full is, full, meaning we can, the regular traditional jewelry casting, cleaning, polishing, setting, rhodium plating, to making our own dies, making our own sheet wire and tubing. And we do the stamping in-house also. So we have a full stamping department. We have a chain department. We make our own chains in-house. We do vitreous enamel, also soft enamel. We make our own metal molding, plastic injection. And lastly, we added laboratory department. So we make our own, we cut our own stones, semi-precious. So that's all under one roof. So when a customer approaches us, we know what's the best way to make their product. Is it through a regular metal mold, regular model, and then rubber mold and injection normal, or is it through a metal mold, or is it through a print and use that system for the full production? So so it depends on the product and the complexity of it, because I've been doing it for 32 years. So basically, I've seen many kinds of processes, and I've accumulated them all under one roof. So does that make me like the ideal for every customer? No. Yes. But I do everything under one roof.
When people come to you with a product that they want to have made, do they know, like, oh, this needs to be a rubber mold or a metal mold, or do you guide them through that process?
So, just like in the general market, people come in every shape and form. Customers, they come, some of them very knowledgeable, others just a little bit, and some of them with no knowledge whatsoever. So our role is to filter that through the initial process and find out, are they a partner to the future? Are they just exploring, putting their foot in the water, and they want to make an earring, or they want to get into the jewelry market, or are they seasoned customers that have been growing, and now they want a bigger operation, or everything under one roof, or they are taking a step further from making their casting in one place, polish it into another, into sending it all into to be done all under one roof. So we filter that through the initial communication to get to know, what are they really looking for, and just like they're looking for a good vendor, we are also looking for a good customer, because it's all about, how long can we support each other and grow? We benefit and they benefit. So they keep an eye on the relationship, and we keep an eye on the relationship.
So at what point, because I know there have been times when I've checked in with you to say, can you guys handle, like this customer, that customer, and there's a size issue. So like what point is the right point for somebody to start working with Riva?
Very good question, and I can only give you the version that I know now, because I had multiple versions before. Okay, so what I know now, I'm being very transparent. What I know now is a designer or someone who wants to manufacture their product at a vendor, they need to keep one eye at the local smaller vendors and another eye at the big manufacturer that makes everything under one roof. Never to settle for one, because each one have an advantage. So, and it depends on your season. Are you growing fast? Are you starting? You know, are you trying to focus into design and marketing and let the manufacturing into one factory, or you want to have your hands on and develop yourself? So if you want to develop and you're capable of, you know, making the wax, making the CAD, then it's better to work with a local jeweler that you can develop with them, because that gives you a quick response because you are a hands-on. So it depends. It depends on what stage you are. But all in all, I'm giving you the wisdom of today. Yesterday was my 62nd birthday. I'm 62 years old. So thank you. Thank you. So what I know now is that a designer needs to keep an eye on both services and stay connected with both.
Okay.
Not to rule one out. Yeah.
That's good, thoughtful advice. So when someone comes to you and they are the right, you know, you are the right fit for them right now, what advantages are there to working with an operation like yours that can do everything under one roof?
So, the advantages is that there's many advantages. I would say they are divided into sections. First section is the development section. Is that we're not blinded to, let's say, the metal molding or the plating or the stone cutting or the chain supply. We're not blinded to that. So throughout the whole process of the development, we know all phases, the phases of development and how they're connected to the production or the phases of production on its own. So that's an advantage. The second advantage is that in the manufacturing process, things happen. The die breaks, the CAD is, you know, we picked the wrong CAD, the casting doesn't come out good. What's good about working with a factory that have everything under one roof is that they promise to deliver at one time. When things happen wrong, they can come on their feet very quickly. So if the casting is coming from one place and being shipped to another, by the time you know that the casting is not good, it's 3-4 days already. Right. You need to generate another wax and go to the caster and get another one, and then the blame happens, and you know what, you know, and the customer is lost. So that's the advantage of working under, you know, with one company that has everything under one roof.
And I would imagine you're able to think through design projects in a much more holistic way, because you're anticipating how certain shapes are going to affect enamel later, for instance, or...
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. What's the depth in the model that will take this vitreous enamel, soft enamel, you know, and that relates to the CAD. Right. It relates to the model. It relates to the printing. It relates to the cleaning and polishing, because those remove some of the metal. So all those are knowledges that go under one roof. Once you divide them, you are at a disadvantage. Can they be divided? Yes, but you need to be very knowledgeable in the process.
Right, or to try to coordinate the communication between multiple parties, which is hard. So
very hard, yeah.
Yeah, and not all jewelers are the same, so it's helpful to have them talking to each other, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. So
yeah.
You were talking a little bit ago about how both of you have to keep an eye on the relationship and develop the relationship. What does Riva look for in your long-term partners? And I know you have a lot of clients who've been working with you for a very long time. So what characterizes a great partner relationship for Riva?
So a designer that wants to depend on a factory for the long haul. A designer that have a good markup on their product, because when manufacturing in the US, it is not cheap. So you know when you go to the store, or even when you go to Walmart or Costco, you don't pay Chinese prices, you pay American prices. They are economical, but when a designer wants to manufacture local in the US, their price need to be need to be able to pay for the American labor. Right away I go to the website and I see their product right away. I mean, even when they send me a text or an email, I right away go into their shelf. You know, what do they sell? So I get to see in it the product. I get to see in it their price point. I also get to see, do they need me? Do I have the techniques that they are in need of? So let's say they have some product that has, let's say, hard enamel, vitreous enamel. So I'm sure that if they don't make it with competent companies that have a handle on the CAD and the process and the cast and the enamel, then the quality will not be coming out good, and the website will show it. If they have a complicated product, I know that they have nightmares because a complicated product necessitates that it's done under one roof. So once I see that there is a potential for good relationship, then I follow up with, hey, let's talk. But if I saw, things that are not good, such as their product it's all brass and plated, well, that's not our line. So I will just email back and say, I'm sorry, we can't, So I search for them just like they search for me. It's an open technology these days.
Well, so there are lots of times, we know this, with smaller designers where they start out with a pricing model that cannot support the manufacturing layer in the pricing.
Yeah.
Can they recover from that if they want to move to larger manufacturing? And have you helped anyone work through that? Because that's a big issue.
Yes. There is nothing that compensates for talent. And that's the talent of the design, talent of the sales and marketing, talent of getting to know how the product is made. So maybe the designer have taken some courses on the bench, knowing how to make the jewelry pieces. So any talent gives a push to the designer for the success. So a new designer, if they don't have any strong points, success points, then as they push, they will make mistakes and eventually get out of that venture. But if they are talented in one or two areas, one sometimes makes it like they're good designers. But if they're not good business people, they don't have the long breath to take an idea into a success in 2 or 3 years, 4 years, sometimes more. If they don't have that talent, then they will not succeed. They will spend their energy over a year or two and then give up. So there is no easy way or some manual that you can say this is the way to success. You know how it is in life. So you need to have the talent, you need to have the strength, stamina, you need to build in support from family, sometimes friends, and then see who to partner with in the industry. And maybe partner with Andrea. Maybe partner with the best is to go to the marketplace and see who can support me. How can I grow? I need help,
We all need help.
We all need help, yeah.
Your point is that it's a very well taken point that you bring your talent and the skills you've developed, and you find partners who have other skills to complement your skill set,
yep.
And we'll look for what's still missing, and then that is a successful business model.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Chrissy's asking a question. And by the way, go ahead and start putting your questions in the chat box because I'll be happy to relay them to Ted and Rebecca. Chrissy's asking, what metals do you work with? And do you do Vermeil and gold fill?
So basically we work with silver, gold, and platinum. And we also do plating or Vermeil. Rarely, I serviced a customer that wants us to use brass or some other metal. Now I have a customer that wants us to make product made of brass, but that's a rarity. It's not normal for us. But I need to see that this customer is for the long run, that they are not trying to find a cheap way to sell something for $9.99. So their product needs to be beautiful. They can sell it for, let's say, $120. So they can afford paying, let's say, $20, $25 to make it, although the metal is not expensive. So yes, we work that sometimes with non-precious metal.
Okay, so you basically have all the capabilities, but but you're making choices about what fits within your business model and what you know people can sell once they've added in that labor cost.
Yes, I mean, metal is metal. At sometimes I think, I mean, excuse the expression, we're metal fabricators. And then we put a stone on it, and then we polish it, we make it nice. But we're basically jewelry manufacturers are metal fabricators with a layer of beauty. I mean, without the beauty, then you're, and even blacksmiths, I mean, they have a beauty touch to it. So, I mean,
right next to us on the road here, and he does brilliant work. Yeah, it's artisanal. Ted's pointing to something that I think is really important for all of us as American manufacturers, those American manufacturers that are participating, need to think about, which is we don't need to apologize for our higher labor rate. We're not selling stuff on Alibaba when we're making things in America, but we need to plan for it. And if we plan around the American labor rate and set the right pricing structures and the right marketing strategies, then we can say it costs a little more, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're engaged into a Fairmind initiative, and Fairmind gold is more expensive than regular gold, just a little bit more. But when you have a customer that appreciate not destroying the environment, traceability of the metal, having a feel of that they have a part into maintaining the environment and affecting the globe, our globe positively, then people will pay more.
Yep.
I mean, it goes without saying when the design is beautiful also, you know, when it's,
Well, and that premium that you pay on Fairmind, for example, I mean, the premium that we pay in American labor is keeping American workers working. The premium that we pay on Fairmind goes back into communities, goes to supporting education programs, gender equity. It's not just a premium for the metal. It's a premium to return value back to the source community. So these are all big things.
Yes, absolutely. And you couldn't think of more in it not until, I mean, COVID-19 happened. COVID-19 made everybody think. I mean, double think. It says, oh, lines of communication between countries are broken. Lines of communication between states are broken. How can I make my product without having to suffer through these lines? You know, can I go local? You know, is my factory, the one that I work with, do they have a backup plan for when things happen? I mean, where do they get their castings? And where do they get their grains? Do they make everything under one roof? I mean, COVID-19 really affected us much. You know.
Yeah, and it's good for us to be thinking about these things. You know, if we pull innovation out of this and better business practices, then that's the silver lining, right?
Yes.
So you were really involved it's more than several years ago now, time's going by too fast, in the whole Made in Brooklyn initiative. Talk about your facility and where it's located, because there's some fun story around where you are.
So we moved into a building. We're looking for a bigger place, more comfortable, because the area that we were in, 20,000 square feet in Long Island City, Queens, we didn't have windows. We didn't have roofs without water leaks. We didn't have proper air conditioning, not enough lunch area. So we looked for something that is bigger and more comfortable. And lo and behold, a place opens up next to my home here in Brooklyn. It's 37,000 square feet. Used to be the building built for World War II, you know, as the Army would accumulate here or station here from Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York, and being shipped to France. But by the time that Hitler surrendered, the building was finished. So the building was not used for the war. It was built for the war. So it's a nice building, windows on both sides.
And there's a train track that runs through the building. It looks really cool.
So cool.
Yes, close to subway, ferry. I mean, we're close to Manhattan. That makes us accessible to the jewelry market, accessible to the traffic, UPS, FedEx, you know. So, and as for the fun things that we do in here, We still do most of them. We have adoption for the children program. We have chaplainship program. We have a chapel in the factory. Other than,
Well,
I'm sorry?
I remember you have a chapel in the factory. This was one of the cool things that made me step back out and talk to you about your approach to employment, because you walk in the chapel, there's a couple of different versions of Christian Bible in a couple of different languages. There's a Quran. There are Jewish texts. I mean, it's a meditative, prayerful space, but it says it's a chapel for everybody.
Yeah, and it has books about parenting, about marriage, and some other books, that doesn't relate to family. It's a time to just step away and take a few minutes and read. But having a chapel on staff, I mean, that's something very, very new to our industry. So when I heard about the idea, we made an agreement with a company that provide that service. They provided to the Army, to the Navy, they provided to large companies. So they visit once a week. But after COVID, they just connect by the phone. They have their number available to the people. So whenever they want to call, they call and they have somebody to talk to. Of course, I don't know what they talk to about. That's all private. But I know for sure that when somebody is under pressure, be it family issues, be it economical issues, be it emotional issues, people don't talk, especially men. I mean, sometimes women also, sometimes, but men don't talk much. So having availability for somebody to talk to, where nobody else listens. I mean, this is something that's very precious. It doesn't cost much, and it has a high value.
An incredible employee benefit to offer. And it really values the fact that the whole person comes to work, not just the hands, not just the worker.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed with that.
So massage therapy, we provided that service before. My wife is naturopath. She provides that service to the employees. What else? I mean, children adoption, by the way, the employees that opt into adopting children, they would let us deduct $1 from their paycheck. And then the company will match it and will adopt children through Compassion International. And we have a global map in the entrance of the factory, and we have pictures of those children, and with a pin which country they're in, So it's cute things, good things to do. It makes us feel better that we are not only making jewelry, but affecting the world around us.
Absolutely. What kind of training do you guys do internally? Because you have people doing a lot of different jewelry processes there.
Well, we have people that are specialized into one process, such as diamond setters. But then we have high-end jewelers that are also model makers. But there is so many of us that learn multiple processes. When they learn multiple processes, then they can fill in gaps whenever we're busy in certain area, and we are slow on another, as well as processes connect to each other. So when a person that knows how to polish understand also how to clean the jewelry, then they will do their polishing better. They will do their jewelry cleaning better. So,
do you do that mostly through peer and mentor type training?
Yeah, all of the above. All of the above. Yeah, all of the above. But Rebecca. So I don't want to take all the time talking about Riva. I mean, there's so many stories about Riva. We have been in business for 32 years. Worked for a jewelry company for 1 year for a chain company, 2 years for a contracting company, and then Riva 32 years. But the future of Riva is, yes, contracting. I mean, we do it, day in and day out. But what we got into during COVID is, the ideas came up of making our own designer product that is tech by nature, or high tech by nature. And that's where Rebecca, my daughter, joined me into. I mean, other than her marketing help that she's been around me for like 2 years, but now she is heading the designer product, Riva New York. So if you could let Rebecca start there.
Let's take a look. Well, I saw somebody in the chat say I'm dying to know more about the streamlined clasps, and like I feel like that's a good segue because it started with the clasps. And Theo, could you pull up the close-up camera and then make us kind of small? All right, there you go. So my awesome brother set up this camera so I could show you guys things right here. But the whole idea behind the clasp is we wanted a more beautiful way to show. We wanted a more beautiful way to provide a closure to some pieces. And instead of having a lobster clasp in the back of the piece, we can have a pendant be a clasp at the same time. So the way it opens like this, you basically thread the, here, if I could do this, I'm trying to keep it in focus and everyone could see. There we go. You basically, boom, and then it's on the end of the chain, right? And then you take the other end of your chain and you have a closure. Oop, there you go. You have a closure right here that is beautiful, and there's no lobster claw in the back. So we started with just like these plain pieces, and then we realized that we could enamel them. So here's one in white enamel. I don't know how good that's showing up for you guys, but we have a Texas one right here in red enamel. And it works the exact same way, just it pushes open and back closed. We can diamond set them. So here's the same one in the same sort of shape, but it's diamond set. Could you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. My dad also played around with like a key idea right here. So basically, right where I can't see, there we go. It basically opens the same exact way, right? And you use it as a closure. And then once we started playing with that, we started seeing like what we can add on to them. So because we have the lapidary capability now, we started seeing like what can we place onto these clasps. So here's a square one here that didn't focus. And we started just playing around making these like stone charms, and we can try not to have long nails. So I'm trying not to
You're pulling up
what I'm doing.
so we can see.
Yep. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys.
All right.
My nails get in the way. Sorry, one moment.
No problem.
Let me here.
Those are
nails will do better here.
All kinds of shapes of these clasps then.
Oh yeah. So here we go.
The camera.
There we go. All right. So I'm back. So here's like a silver one, and we can add the charm to it, right? And I'll show you something really awesome that my dad did on these charms too. Is added a swivel bail. So if you see the bail is pointing like this way, but if you wanted to add it onto a piece of jewelry that requires the bail to go in the other direction, it can turn around and be on its side. Is that showing?
Yep, it's perfect.
Like that, right? So for example, I could turn it on its side and place it on one of these clasps. Oops, I have to take it off, sorry.
While you're placing that, one of our guests is asking, do you consider doing custom design shapes and forms for these mechanisms? So can somebody bring you their own shape and have you make it for them?
Yeah. I mean, if they want to make one piece, that will be, I mean, that's not recommended. But if they have the intention of adding it to their collection, where they will be selling it, along the years and do alterations with diamonds, with enamel. If the idea is great, absolutely. We love to take on specific shapes. I mean, if let's say Mercedes wanted to make the Mercedes shape, in an invisible clasp like this one, absolutely, because they will be buying it, for many years. So, I mean, a designer that wants to incorporate it into their chains and earrings and pendants, yeah, why not? That'll be great.
Yeah.
So any new idea, fresh idea, we'll go through it. Yeah.
Now, are you stuck in standard shapes and configurations of these that people could choose from to add to their own lines?
Oh yeah, we've added. We've done. I call them 9 by 9. We did, and that's the basic 9 shapes and 9 finishes. So 9 by 9. But then later on, we did the key. And you can do so many keys. We did Texas, and we can do Pennsylvania, and we could do so shape. There's no limit to what the shape, as long as the piece is strong, can stay rigid, because there is mechanism that needs to need to be maintained, and the piece need to be strong. So any shape that you want, any shape that designer wants, as long as the piece will have some weight to it, not paper thin.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm just putting it on. Oh, wrong way around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me. I just want to show you one cool thing about the swivel bail because it's new, so I got excited. Theo, can you show up the hand again? So the problem was I wanted to be able to take the charms off of these and basically place them on a plain hoop, right? Mm-hmm. But I needed the swivel bail to face the other way in order to show properly right here. So. Sorry, there we go. My bad. So once you take it off of this, right, it's faced this way. You could turn it this way, right? And then, oop, there we go. Place it directly onto an earring.
Nice.
And I'm in screen. There we go. That's what I wanted to show.
But you want to cue one of the videos? You want to?
Yeah, show? Actually, Andrea, do you have the videos that we sent you?
I should. Talk about something
one,
while I pull them up. I got so engaged in this, I didn't have the.
Sorry, sure. So yeah, I could talk about Riva, New York. So we had never sold B2C before, and so over like the whole coronavirus lockdown and stuff, we started talking about setting up a website to sell direct to consumer, because while a lot of in-person places weren't doing so well during the lockdown, online business kind of skyrocketed. So we looked into doing that. And that's when we set up Riva, New York. And we started with the Clasp, as I said earlier. And we're starting to add things onto it, like different kinds of charms or specialty cut pieces. Because we have the lapidary now, we can make, can you pull up the close-up, Theo, again? Sorry. We can make super neat rings and pendants like this one with the smoky quartz, right? Amethyst rings. I love, this is my personal favorite right here. I love the little, like, it reminds me of like clouds, like wispy little clouds on the inside. And so we're making Riva, New York, basically centered around the clasps, chains, and charms and stones. It's still in its like infant stages, so we're fleshing it out, but I'm having a lot of fun with it and I'm learning along the way. So yeah, and I'm taking like cute little videos and putting them on my dad's LinkedIn to kind of like showcase the technical side of everything, because while I'm kind of concentrating on making everything all like cute and stuff, my dad has been focusing on the technical side of things. And so that's how the collection ends up being both technical and like a pretty piece of jewelry at the end of it.
There's nothing better than having all the processes under one roof. I mean, for serving our customers, sometimes we waited for stones for anything between 2 weeks to 6 weeks. But having a lapidary department in-house, I mean, it's an immediate service. Even cutting the stone, if it's too big, then you can cut another.
Yeah.
If the stone is chipped, we can fix it right away. Same with hard enamel, same with casting, or the CAD, having the CAD in-house and changing it and printing it right away. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like in Disney. What? Right? All the toys under one roof.
Everything there. Okay, so Rebecca, I'm sure you sent me the links. I probably did something weird to the email, but I cannot find them. So is there somebody there that could forward?
Can I send it? I can send it again.
Yeah, sure.
I'll send it again.
Box link, and then all of them are in the Dropbox to the videos.
That is what I'm looking for. And I don't see it. I searched for something from you and from your dad and didn't find either.
Sorry.
No,
let me see if I can...
something weird to it, but that's okay. So one question that I know people are going to ask is, are these invisible clasps to designers or to consumers or to both?
So both. So Riva, New York has a limited supply of the designers, and also we're only selling B2C. Just because we tried to do both for Riva, New York specifically, and it got too muddy, especially for the website. So Riva, New York has a very limited amount of shapes and stuff because we don't want to like overwhelm the end consumer. However, for designers that perhaps want to take a design that we already have and just like get like buy some in bulk to include into their own pieces, we also have that. And that is obviously at a discounted price, not the same price we would sell to the consumer. I know my dad has like a whole Excel sheet if you want to see all the shapes available. And if you're ordering a certain quantity, then we could work on like custom shapes, custom enamels. Some of them can be like set here. Theo, can you pull up the close-up camera as well? So Riva New York specifically, like these are set, Riva New York specifically is B2C, but we do sell Clasps B2B as well.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yep. And then for the B2B clasps, are those coming out of a specific design library of shapes they can choose from? Or is that usually going to be custom at higher volumes? Like, how does that work?
Well, we have a list of pieces that you can choose. She asked about buying clasps in bulk. So we have a whole bunch of designs that we've already worked on and perfected that you can buy from, and we do have a catalog for that. But depending on, the quantity of the order or the person ordering, then we can also make custom designs based on what they want.
Yeah. So we'll send the list tomorrow. And then whoever is interested, they can order one piece or more. But of course, ordering more will drop the price. But we have a big list of them. We have to stop because there is no limit to how many invisible clasps we can make. With enamel, and lastly, we did them in silver, diamonds, rubies, and there's a lot of cool ideas are coming up. But I had to stop because we have all the tools in here, and we just don't want to make like everything just because we could do it.
Fair enough. So there was something, I know we want to talk about invisible clasps, so as soon as I get that link, I'll get the videos up for you. Riva has a really distinctive logo, and so I thought it would be really great if you shared with the audience what Riva stands for and what the logo is about.
So Riva is, back when I came to the US 1985, I met a friend who when we established the business, my name is a little bit strange. It's Arabic and it's long. It starts with RI. The rest of it is very long. You don't need to know it. And his name is Vasily. So he said, Ted, he said he knew me by my other name. He said, hey, what should we call this business? I said, Riva, my first 2 letters and your 2 letters, He says, okay. So this is where Riva came from. But the logo is, Rebecca started to work with me a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. And she didn't like our old logo, which is like a rectangle and very
like
dry.
A triangle. It was very plain.
I said, Rebecca, so what do you think? So she said, well, you've been in business for so many years, so you need something that will resemble, experience.
And royalty.
Royalty. I said, okay, so that's Rebecca's logo.
It's antlers, because I thought like a buck, had these big antlers and he's all like epic and stuff. So it's antlers, but if you look close, the inside forms the shape of a diamond on the inside. So
yeah. So the logo is next to my heart coming from my daughter.
Oh, wow. Cheese.
Chrissy's asking, how small can you make the clasps?
So not less than 20 millimeters, 22 millimeters internal diameter.
To account for the arm.
Yes, to account for the arm to come in, yes. But if she needs something even smaller or thinner, then we can make that locking mechanism not internal, external, but without a spring.
Okay, so it could come. Do you have an example of one of those around?
I might be able to find one for you guys.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
All right, and I do have the videos here while poor Becca's running off to find something that I didn't prepare her for. Of the videos, I know that there's a couple here, one on the swivel bail and one on the Texas clasp. Were those the two you wanted to show?
Yeah, any one of those would do fine.
Okay, I'm going to open that up and share that while Rebecca's off on her mission. All right, folks, if you don't get the sound through, a lot of times the video sound is controlled on your side. So if you've set your computer or mobile device so that it won't play the sound on a video when a video launches, you may need to turn the sound up on this yourself. And I'll just watch the comments to see if it's coming through.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Good.
So that was the first one. And then the second video is this Texas Clasp.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys, oh, you guys can see that, can't you? Okay.
Is it glitchy on your end as well?
If it's glitchy, it's probably a bandwidth issue. I'm not sure if it's glitchy for everyone.
Okay.
Did we get to the end of that one? I think we did, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay.
They're short videos.
Yep. Sorry for making you run for it. I apologize for that.
No.
Okay, let me stop the screen share. And did you find one with an
I did.
mechanism?
Can
Okay.
you pull the close up, Theodore?
Should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very small. So I'm gonna try my best. So this is basically it open here. So this is it open. It's like a curved rectangular shape, and it opens outward, and then you just close it this way, right? Again, my nails. There we go.
Like a tension closure then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with a very tiny hinge.
And Chrissy's asking what the how small it can be to do. Like, is that as small as you can go with the outer closure?
We can make it smaller, but you know, you have to have metal in it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, how small can you make a hinge? I mean, you have to, like for a door, how small? If you make a very small hinge, it will not carry the door. So you need to have a hinge that's fitting for the door. I mean, like when it gets to be very small, like on this tiny one.
I can show you that one.
Yes.
The issue also when it's very small is that the user is going to be fidgeting with it a lot, and you need the metal to be thick enough to not bend.
So
you know what I mean?
You know,
like me, I'm good with small things, and even these are just a little bit. See, this is the other one we have. It has like a little dangle on it, but this one works the exact same way as the other one. There you go. It's just a different shape. And
you can't open it with the nails.
Oh, wrong way. No, I can't open it with nails. I just had the wrong side, I think.
I could not.
I literally opened it. Oh, there we go. There we go. See, now it's open.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right.
Another question. What carat gold do you use for the clasps?
So any carat, 10, 14, 18, yellow, rose, white, whatever.
Silver?
Yeah, silver, yes, but the silver, you can't make them these small because silver.
Oh, yeah, these small ones.
Silver is softer, so you won't be able to make it that small.
Okay. Oh, somebody's asking for the website. Pamela, were you asking for the Riva New York website URL? Just looking for her answer. Yes. So what is that?
It's rivanewyork.com.
There we go.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then for contract work manufacturing, it's rivaprecision.com.
Yes, that's done. Yes. Oh yeah, Riva. Oh yeah, rivaprecision.com. Yeah.
There, I got precision in there. It's a typing race. All right. Yep. There was another question. I'm scrolling up to finding. Oh, this one's not on the clasps, so I imagine we'll have more questions on the clasps. Oh, by the way, you guys, that's a steamer going in the background because they have a deadline to hit at like 3:30 this afternoon for a bunch of tennis bracelets. So
yeah, yeah. So we have a tennis bracelet delivery that we need to make 15 pieces daily. This is setting, polishing, rhodium. So the delivery happens end of the day, so we can't stop them from steaming now, because you know we live life in here, jewelry manufacturers. So
Of course, I see an appraiser to a friend or two on the chat, so apologies, straight line bracelet. Okay, let's see, there was another question. Oh, do you do repairs on enameling and stone cutting or just manufacturing?
So, so repair, like imagine yourself going to the repair shop next to your home. You will give him a ring that lost a stone or a stone that's chipped. Most of the process is in the communication, and then the jeweler will go to the back and do his thing and fix it. So repair requires so much of an overhead. So if the designer has, if we are manufacturing for the designer, then we will do the repair. If the designer needs continuous repair, then yes, I mean, every day there should be pieces received and going to the repair shop to be fixed, because then it would require less and less communication where you establish systems that don't take much time, and also does not allow for mistakes. Repair attracts mistakes. So if it's continuous, then you establish a system, and then you will receive it and it'll go for the repair with the proper information, and then nobody lose, everybody wins. So hope I answered.
Yeah, so it sounds to me, if I summarize this correctly, you're not a great place to call if you have a one-off repair here or there. But as a place to have to put in place a process where a certain type of product that needs repair is constantly flowing through, then that's not, you like to put systems behind things. That's what I mean.
Yes, a good thing to share. Last week I had a customer who approached me, sent me an email when they wanted to talk. I checked their website, looks like a good potential customer. And then when I connected with the designer, I said, do you want a relationship for the long time? Are you looking for a vendor where everything under one roof? She said, yes, I do. We really want to stop giving work to different places, but I need this ring right away. She wants one ring, and she wants to develop a relationship for the long term. I said, okay, it's now started to be a little bit iffy. I said, do you have the CAD? Do you have the model? Do you have a mold? What sizes you make this ring? So I realized that the designer doesn't have the information available. They don't know how the product is made. They basically, what I understood based on, I've been doing it for so many years, their vendor failed, and now they want to quickly make that ring, and they're checking, who do they know, who has everything under one roof, who can solve this problem. But then, she doesn't have the tools for me to jump and help her on a short notice. So I said, I'm sorry, I cannot help you now, but I'm willing to talk and see how could we start early next year. Because now with the COVID situation and the season after COVID, we've decided not to jump the gun and attract and get new customers, because the situation is very tough. I want to protect my current customers, make sure that they are not, affected through the COVID. I mean, more than what they're being affected at. It's hard on everybody. So I'm committed to my current customers. I'm not going to take any additional ones. I don't want to make mistakes. And then at the new year, we can take additional customers. So
you're protecting your capacity to protect your customers. That's a very ethical, thoughtful approach, because it comes with some risk for you. So
absolutely. Relationships, imagine two people getting to know each other.
Fair enough. So you're not dating your customers, you're getting married.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I see you answered the question on the prices. For the custom shaped clasps, Vivian wants to know, what would a minimum quantity be?
So if the customer wants to make one, it's not worth it, because there is development that need to happen. Other than the CAD and printing it to see if it works, you cast it to see if it works. If it doesn't work, you need to edit the CAD and see what needs to be done. So there is so much of engineering that goes into making a clasp. So now if the designer Vivian wants to make one, but she does have the intention of working with me for the long run, then yeah, let's work with one project. Let's see how it happen. We want to serve one piece, but we want to see that there is a potential business for the future. So if Vivian, let's say, for example, Vivian's business is all brass, but she wants to make a gold invisible clasp, then helping her with the clasp will not lead into future business because we don't do brass. It's rarely do brass. So I have to look at this engagement to see if it's a good partnership for the future for both of us.
Okay, so there's not a hard and fast minimum quantity, but more there's a discussion to see what the entire partnership could look like, and
yes.
a clasp development can fit within that.
Yes, I mean when a project starts, be it a collection or one piece, the designer and the factory, they're pouring investment into the relationship.
Yeah.
Both, they are just pouring. Phone, study, communication, CAD work, mold making, polishing. So both, they need to have like transparency and, put their best foot forward and work on developing this relationship. One earring, one invisible clasp, one collection will come and go, but the relationship was what we need to keep our eye on. We both want to win for the long haul. Okay.
Chrissy's asking, can we start talking now about work for January, or should I wait to call in January?
Oh, no, let's talk. Let us talk.
Not that far away.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Very good.
Some of the cool stuff that I if I can take 1 minute. So a customer approached us with a, they wanted a bracelet that opens and closes with a screwdriver.
Oop.
So we developed that. And anybody that understands jewelry making, the metal does not sustain a screw, and so the customer, after searching in the market, he said, oh, if you want to make this, get in touch with Riva.
Okay, why do you want to close it with a screwdriver? This is the part I'm stuck on.
Okay, so
would you like to?
So this bracelet is related to, or to commemorate, World War II and the Jewish people traveling by the train, and either going to concentration camps or running away from one country to the other. So this is a train track.
Here, I can hold it up.
If you can. Okay.
Yeah.
So the train track and the screws that relates to the tracks is part of the story.
It's part of the symbolism.
So a screwdriver, the screws,
understood,
is part of the story.
So how did you solve the problem?
No, I can't say that.
I
can't say that. I'm sorry.
I want to know.
Yeah.
But you did solve it. That's exciting.
Yes. No. If I were to say, I have to take the permission of the customer. Fair. So I can't do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But every jeweler on this call is like, how did you solve that problem? And thinking how they solve the problem. Okay, what is some other cool stuff to show us? Because that's pretty cool.
Less than that, but it's beautiful. So, these bracelets have locking mechanism that are pretty.
Here, I could do it up close.
Yep.
Wait. So it's a key right there. Oh, there you can see it.
Yep.
And then it basically, there we go.
Push in and turn.
Twists.
Yep.
Closed.
Now I can't see it. That's beautiful. I can't see it super close up. Is that also set with stones?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
This whole thing is set on both sides. So you basically, you push in, you twist, and then you pull it right back out. Right?
Can you put a necklace on?
Oh, yeah. On me or on
on you?
Oh, sure. So basically, this is the necklace. So you would just push it open, and then like this, and it closed. And I totally hooked it onto my headset.
But that is a beautiful clasp.
You can do that.
You guys really enjoy getting technical projects to solve?
Yeah. One cool thing is playing with this piece. It's a bracelet and a necklace set, right? If you wanted the necklace longer, you could add the bracelet to it because the locking mechanism is the same, right? So
just going to ask
this would just
that bracelet.
Yeah, this would just connect to it, and then the other side would connect to the other side. Right, there we go.
And you can double turn it on the neck.
Yep. And now I could just place it on my neck because
Either long,
No more headset.
as well as you can put it as a double turning.
Yeah, or I could place it around.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing doesn't work.
See, Theo, you can set them up with the technology, but you can't be sure they use it correctly. So,
Yeah. I'm the technologically challenged one. He got all the tech in the family, honestly.
we have to divide up the talents fairly, you know. So,
Yep.
That's a beautiful clasp. That's really fun.
hmm
So
we also did it. So you can pull up the thing again, Theo. Yeah, we have this one too with basically. Oh, hi, Mom.
My wife, Faye.
This is my mom.
Hey, yeah, go back to the big camera.
Go back to the big camera, Theo.
Oh, we're losing
Oh,
her.
Mom left. Oh, no, say hi.
Hi, Faye.
By the way, my wife started with me as an employee. I hired her to work in the control office, and now it's like 28 years. Now she's controlling me. I mean, in a nice way, of course.
Yeah.
Hear me. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Rebecca.
Sorry, I was showing the that one's set with diamonds. This one we have engraved with Riva, or was it cast? Was this cast or engraved? The way they put the Riva in?
Engraved.
Engraved. This one is engraved with our logo or our name right here, but it works the exact same way, like that.
Nice.
Yep, super neat.
Now,
Yes, Andrea. Go ahead.
well, no, I have a question on another topic, but I didn't know if you had other goodies to show us on the camera, because that's fun too.
We have more, but I would give you the questions, because questions open up topics, and that's more important than a product. Yeah.
So I'm going back to the Fairmind, and right now we're having a whole lot of industry discussion around responsible sourcing, and I know you do Fairmind chain, and people are always looking for castings in Fairmind and findings in Fairmind, and so I was curious about if you offer, will you offer, what's your Fairmind plan?
Yeah, so Fairmind is a new initiative that started 5 to 6 years ago, and it's gaining traction in the American market. Europeans are ahead of us with this. It's really a good initiative that help us to have cleaner air, healthy people working in the mines. Keeping the forest, in a good shape. So, but it's growing, gradually growing. So currently in the U.S. there is at least 2 casters that provide that service. I could mention them now, or later on I could provide the names. They are available on Fairmind website. Hoover & Strong is one of the major suppliers. Also in New York, you have Daniel Casting, provides Fairmind Gold Casting. So I didn't see a need for a third one, at least not yet. So the niche that we found is providing chains, because nobody in the world provides chain in a Fairmind metal. So that's where we bought in the Fairmind Gold, and we made chains. Now we have it available in 4 to 6 sizes. Findings, they allow us, Fairmind organization, until it grows further, they allow the jeweler not to have the spring ring, the jump ring, lobster claw. They don't need to be a Fairmind. But eventually, hopefully, that this initiative will grow where we'll be able to make Fairmind lobster claws, like invisible clasps. It's easy. I can cast them, or tags, hallmark tags. We do that currently. We provide that. So yeah, there's 2 that provide the casting, but we're not getting into this yet. So only chains.
Okay. So, but there are options, and you're referring to those options. So,
Yeah.
Do you want me to get the change? I can show the change.
No, yeah, just a cable chain. Yeah.
operation, you have. I think people should see the designs that you do, the types of links.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean the whole, even the collection, if you want to show it. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the cool stuff, commercial. So, Theodore, could you bring the camera? So, flexible. Okay. We can make flexible bangles, hollow tubing, sintered product. Sintered has two applications: beads with no seam, or rings that are made out of two metals. Okay, so as jewelers that know the manufacturing process, they know that sintered has two terms. One of them, or two applications. One of them is joining metals together, or through laser, have the powder, the gold powder or the metal powder, joined together to make the jewelry pieces. These are heating the metal or heating the powder to join it together to make a solid material. So we use it for beads with no seam, as well as for rings that are made out of, rose gold, white gold, yellow gold.
Okay.
So, and now
the Fairmine chains are packed away very neatly, so I'm pulling them out right now. I can show you this one. Should have had it out for the webinar. My apologies. This one here, if you want to tell them what it is, here you go.
So it's basically cable chain.
Oh.
So we provide the cable chain from the 1 millimeter up till 9 millimeter. And we focused only on the standard cable chain.
I don't know, this is very small, but this is the tag. It says Fairmine on it.
Okay.
Right here.
And those that understand chain making, you cannot make 5 grams or 20 grams in chains, because the machines are set up for one size. Yeah. And you need to continue making it for hours and hours or days and days. So to produce Fairmine chain was an investment on us, but we had to get involved, be part of this initiative, because it's a good cause, and we had to take responsibility of being part of it.
This is a much finer one.
Nice.
Yes, there we go.
There you go. That's a better look. And you guys make chains in a lot of different styles, right? So as more demand grew, then that could conceivably be applied to Fairmine as well.
Yes. So I have a story to tell. So you mentioned. I remember at the beginning I mentioned that I worked for a chain company. So my boss, he is moving his machinery to my factory. So he will be managing his operation and my chain operation. So, unofficially, we're expanding into the chain manufacturing, but that will happen in 2021. So that's next year. Now we're just laying out the machinery and being ready for the boom, for the economy to boom. And I think that's funny. So I call him and I introduce him as my boss, and he says, "Stop it," But he is basically my boss. I learned so much from him.
Nice.
That's 1985.
One of our guests is asking if you also produce silver chain.
Yes, we produce silver and gold.
Okay.
And platinum. Yeah, but the platinum we buy the wire from outside, but silver and gold we make it in-house. Okay.
And Haley was wondering if you could repeat the name of the casters who do Fairmine Gold.
So Hoover and Strong, good company. They provide that service. They also provide the wire, I think, and other shapes they provide other than casting. And Daniel Casting.
Daniel.
In the city, in Manhattan.
So I'm looking to see if we have any other questions from our audience, and want to know if you have other goodies you'd like to show us on that.
Did you show the flex bangle?
Yes. Yeah, I covered these. Yes. Yeah. Well, we don't have much more. It'll be getting to be. I mean, we presented the beautiful stuff at the beginning. After that is like,
Fun
So
stuff.
now look at the lobster
Here.
claw. This is the
Can you pull up
where's
the
Texas
close-up?
here?
There we go.
Theodore, could you show the camera? So this is the famous lobster claw. So, and this is Texas. So we took out the idea of a lobster claw, which is considered as a locking mechanism, into beautiful piece. So I just wanted to connect the two
Right.
and see where our idea have taken us.
Yep. Yeah, because the lobster claw is kind of a clunky element for a lot of otherwise beautiful stuff. I mean, it works, but it's nearly functional.
Yes. Yeah.
And it leads to the dangle. You like have to close it a little shorter and you have just a little piece of random chain in the back of your neck. Then the invisible clasp, you just get the chain to your size and then there's nothing in the back at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're ready to close. If you want to close, Andrea, if anybody have any question?
I want to close on one thought. So you had said that during the COVID shutdown, that's when you guys really started digging into the invisible clasp and thinking about how else you might move the business forward. I'm just curious, are there any other ways that this moment has caused you to rethink your business plan?
Yes, and it's not a secret now. Many people know that from the first day of COVID-19, I was coming to work every day, at sometimes Saturdays and sometimes Sunday, come in to see what I could do to change my business. So I started to write stuff, started even to record stuff, because business is not about jewelry making. Business is about customer service. It's about operations, management, training, process, improving process, documentation. There is so much that goes into having, or running a successful business. So from the first day of COVID-19, I was here. I mean, we let our employees go home on the 17th of March, but on the 18th, I was here. And I started to think of what should I do? What should I do in marketing? What should I do in product offering? What should I do in my operation? In manufacturing? What should I do in my technology? What should I do in every area of my business? So I started to look for areas that were neglected or areas that needed improvement, and I started to work on it. That helped even, cleaning up some of the old stuff that we used to have, be it process, be it inventory, be it, I don't want to go into details, but once you have a clear mind and you are between two walls or four walls, then you start to think of what areas you want to change, what areas you want to improve. And that opportunity is given to all of us, and it's free. We don't need COVID-19, but it really changed my operation. It really changed the way I run my business, and caused Rebecca to come closer to me, my wife, my children. We work closely together now, and that's the best thing that I can get through a pandemic. What? So, but it's a free, look into your business, see what you need to change. It doesn't need a blow, to look at the business throughout all its areas.
Mm-hmm. It basically, the removal of day-to-day tasks gave us the opportunity and the push to evaluate the structure. Sometimes you can see structural changes that need to be made, but you're just so busy with the day-to-day tasks that you can't.
Yep.
So it kind of forced us to it. It said, well, you can't even do this anymore, so you might as well focus on those things you've been putting off for a while.
Yeah.
And in that way, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I am left with the impression of a company that is always holistic in your approach, from what you choose to make to how you approach relationships, and that you're very people-centric, and that you like to solve problems.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's life. All of us get involved in solving the problems, and the more serious you are in solving the problems, the more opportunities you get to grow, from your product offering to marketing to manufacturing. So life is for us to get engaged in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts for our audience?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Andrea. Thank MJSA for this great idea. I mean, I really love it.
It's super neat.
I'm just taking it and say, how can I run with it? So this background and Theodore behind the monitors, Rebecca next to me, and this environment where we were not able to present it to customers before. I mean, this is available to everybody. A camera, a monitor, a mic. I mean, how much does it cost? And you can be very close to your customers and your potential customers. I mean, it's a new idea, and it's available to everybody. And I encourage you to, not to be. I mean, to everybody that's listening now or anybody that will watch the video later, is that life is tough. But bring in your tools and move forward. There's so many opportunities out there, and we're looking forward to work with some of you. We're looking forward for the challenges that 2021 is bringing. So, and I wish, everybody at MJSA leadership, I wish them the best of year next year, as they tackle their own problems of staying, as a beacon of light for the jewelry industry. I know them one by one. I appreciate, I mean, each one, from the marketing to management to website to, to customer service. I mean, MJSA team is like, it's my heroes.
They are special.
Yeah.
Rebecca, anything to add before we close?
No, I think I got my part out. I was kind of nervous, but you're very easy to talk to. You made it very smooth. Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, I was just
I appreciate it.
All right, then I'm going to close on Ted's note, which is thanking MJSA for making MJSA Expo online this experience, and we have MJSA members coming on every Wednesday through the end of the year, and we're already booked into next year. And these experiences are phenomenal. It's a way to really get to know each other as a membership and what each company has to offer, because we can do a lot of really great work together. So
yes.
MJSA, thank you, Ted and Rebecca. Thank you, Theo, behind the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
You guys be
and
well.
for all that joined us. Yeah, for all that joined us. We thank you very much. Wish you the best.
Our audience. All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.